Allow the two
It's okay. It's okay. Off your mic. It's okay.
She
Off your mic.
like me.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go sama us, call them hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego diary politico, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over Naira. See them talk say make we off mind, but thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego diary politico, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. This one not they off in mind, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that my egun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say my egun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say my egun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo. My egun don't come, oh, yo. My people make you shout, oh, yo. My egun don't come, oh.
Hello there.
Mayegun la wa mo, la mo jojojojo. Mayegun la wa mo.
Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are joining us this hour. It is Mayegun Live. NLC has suspended, NSC, TUC, they have suspended their indefinite strike after meeting with Thiefnubu's SGF, Akume. But that is secondary. Do you know that Thiefnubu's government has withdrawn $1.8 billion from Nigeria's foreign reserve? No shishi has been added to that reserve since these criminals captured Nigeria. But they have succeeded in taking $4 billion in a year. Could you ask them where is the money, or what have they done with the money? Peace be upon you too. Please share this broadcast after reading the caption of it, the description as well. Invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends, and tell them that Mayegun today. Last 1 year, starting from January 2023, Nigeria have seen the exodus of businesses packing and leaving, packed their stuff and left, while those Nigerians who were working for them have joined the favor market. I've been a labor market. Heritage Bank customers, tag those of you who are Heritage Bank customers. Wala mashele. Majority of you are going to lose your money. And I am not talking about those of you who are going to lose your 10,000, 5,000, 20,000. I'm talking about some of you who are businesses that have their owns account or like they have account with a Heritage Bank. They are about to dupe all of you. I promise you. So what today? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, top of the moment to all of you joining me in this minute or this hour. It is the brunch time with Mayegun, and usually it is a two-phased. The first part or the first phase is to catch up, kind of give ourselves some appetizers, so to say, appetizers for what is going on in that contraption. Who is doing what, when and why? Then the second part is going to be us continuing with our reading. Somebody commented on one of the reading broadcasts, and this individual, like I know, say like normal, okay. Personally, I've told people, I said, when people come here to abuse me or criticize me, they say this, they call it a criticism, okay? I should take criticism. And their criticism is coming from me calling out the criminals in Nigeria. I do take them. Sometimes I just take them, I just ignore. Sometimes I do respond. But here is something you should know. Mayegun's Diary Politico is a platform of choice, okay? You can hop in, you can hop out. It comes with varieties of stuff that we kind of discuss. That is why I do tell you that you do not owe me anything, okay? Like, yeah, I appreciate those who love Mayegun, like, there are those who actually really love Mayegun, if you must know, right? And I don't joke with them, okay? But personally, I know that you do not owe me anything. Whatever is given to me is given unconditionally. So if you see me talk about some criminals that you don't like, and you like me because of that, meanwhile, you have soft spots for some criminals, which I have not mentioned, and somehow you will prefer I don't talk about them. So do you see why, if you want to like me, you have to like me unconditionally? If you want to actually like Mayegun, you cannot have any single respect or regard for any of those criminals ruining Nigeria. So, which means if you say you like me because of what I'm doing, well, tomorrow may be your shot, okay? So you do not owe me that, okay? And I don't get offended. I don't even feel bad, right? That you can easily tell me that you don't like me. But you see what I am doing, right? If you want to criticize that, please do so with something that you think is better to be done. And why am I saying this? I could sit down here and spend like 5 hours just reading. And I wouldn't mind if my listeners are just about 10, 20, 50 people. I don't care. Yeah? The point there is that on this platform, which we call the Temple of Truth, we all believe that we built this place, and therefore it is our safe zone. If people wanted a book read, all I have to do is to find a time and read. You do not have that, you do not have that privilege okay, to come on to Mayegun's Diary Political and say, what is all this history? This whole reading is it going to help anybody? Baba, this platform, okay, is not the genesis. It is not the foundation of your frustration in Nigeria. Whatever you are facing in Nigeria, listen to me. The solution is with you. This platform is just going to be like a light that will help you see through the path. You can choose your path and believe in it. This platform is not a platform that is the genesis, the beginning or the end of your frustration, of your poverty, of your underdevelopment, of your oppression in Nigeria. You don't have to come here to remind us how frustrated you are. I do not have solution to your problems. So you would have to find the solutions yourself. Mine is to help you understand your problems. The problem of Nigeria is not created by just the criminals. A lot of you are part and parcel of their problems. The irresponsibility of the criminals ruining Nigeria is also not limited to those people. It is also enabled by some of you. And that is why this platform is meant to make you understand which part are you playing in the destruction of Nigeria. Yeah, you will find out which part. That's why I have names for everyone that I believe are directly and indirectly helping those rogues to do this to all of us. The humbled slaves, the sophisticated morons, the voluntary slaves, the Lagos Abobakus, the Oshogbo Alimajuris, the crumb eaters, the crumb chasers, the ass lickers, the all risers. These are the few examples of those that are enabling the madness going on in that contraption. So don't just talk about the problem. We all need to understand which part are you playing. And maybe, just maybe, if you understand the consequences of what this failed governance mean, and you understand the role you are playing, directly or indirectly, just maybe you may change. And I strongly believe that. I do believe that if majority of you understand the damages you are doing to yourselves by defending these rogues and what they are doing, it's like what do you call that thing again? Self-immolation or something. It's like suicide. So maybe if you understand the consequences of your political association decisions and all that, just maybe we can begin to cut the oxygen that these criminals are using to survive, which is your ignorance, your what do you call it, your selective amnesia and the rest of that. So if I chose to read, there are those that will sit down and listen. And in fact, very, very appreciative too. So don't worry. If you find your way, if you by accident found your way onto Mayegun's Diary Political, it could actually be one of the greatest platform that you are going to come across in your lifetime. Okay? But again, your self-deceit or living in self-denial may actually push you out of here. All right? As well. So let's go to that, Niger. Yesterday, we were here and we were kind of thinking, okay, it seems this NLC means business. At least they remain sort of persistent. They wanted better pay. Their argument is valid. Their strike is legit. But the problem is the person they are dealing with. You are dealing with the set of con men, career criminals, chancers, badgers, those that are going to steal from you, destroy you, and they're actually going to ask you to be grateful and start singing Thanksgiving songs. So be grateful to them because your situation could have been worse, even though they have made your life worse, but they will be telling you, you should be grateful. That's the kind of people you are dealing with. They are brutal, they are cold, they are merciless. And rather than give what belongs to the majority, they will give a fraction of that to minority to help them shut the majority. I don't know how they're going to kind of flip this. But it seems they have succeeded in flipping it. Indefinite strike is now suspended strike because Akume called them yesterday. Akume is the former Benue governor, a thief, a career criminal, EFCC customer, by the way, just so I give you the background of your secretary to the government of Federation of Nigeria, appointed by Thiefnubu. Thiefnubu has something in common with thieves. And a lot of you are not paying attention, right? But that's not the point yet. Akume is the secretary to the government of Federation of Nigeria, the man that looted over 87 billion naira from Benue State as governor. Then joined APC, and this financial crime got swept under the carpet by becoming the Minister of Special Duties to Bokwari, the man that came to fight corruption. I don't know. Anyway, Akume is the SGF right now, all right? And there are those who understands that Nigeria can't pay that money. And I told you yesterday that now that 60,000 they go collect. But it be like say it go be more than that 60,000. It could be 60,500. Take a look. This is their agreement. Sorry for my friends on TikTok who can't see this screen. Go on to YouTube, you will see this. I promise you. You have to. So yesterday they came out of a meeting, and at that meeting, right, they said the following resolutions agreements were agreed. So according to them, they said, further to the negotiation by the tripartite committee on national minimum wage and subsequent withdrawal of labor from negotiation. The leadership of the National Assembly intervened on 2nd June 24, blah, blah, blah. The organized labor declared nationwide strike on Monday, the 3rd. So, 2, the federal government in the national interest convened a meeting with labor held in the office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, right? On Monday, the 3rd, bam. Then the 3rd. So after exhaustive deliberation, the engagement by both parties, the following resolutions were reached. So these are the resolutions. 1, the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is committed to a national minimum wage that is higher than 60,000, but no specific. Higher. Arising from the above, the tripartite committee is to meet every day for the next 1 week with a view to arriving at an agreeable national minimum wage. Third, labor in difference to the high esteem of the President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Thiefnubu, commitment in 2 above, undertakes to convene meeting of his organs immediately to consider this commitment. No worker will be victimized as a result of the industrial action done in Abuja, signed by Mohammed Idris, Misinformation Minister, Honorable Nkeruka Onyejocha, Minister of Labor, Minister of State for Labor, right? Then for the organized labor, Ajero and Osifo signed for the labor. I mean, personally, I was like, Thiefnubu and Bajabia must be having a laugh. A very, very big laugh. We are going to pay you, we agree to pay you above 60,000. But we need to meet 1 week to decide how much above 60,000. So the NNC have now suspended their strike. But before that, listen to Akume last night, if you don't mind.
Labor declared nationwide strike on Monday, 3rd June 2024, to drive from its demands. The federal government, in the national interest, convened a meeting with labor held in the office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation on Monday, 3rd June, with a view to ending the strike. After exhaustive deliberations and engagement by all parties, the following resolutions were reached. The President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Tinubu is committed to a national minimum wage that is higher than 60,000. Arising from the above, the tripartite committee is to meet every day for the next 1 week with a view to arriving at an agreeable national minimum wage. Labour, in deference to the high esteem of the President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Federal Republic of Nigeria, is committed in paragraph 3, sub 2 above, and it takes to convene a meeting of its organs immediately to consider this commitment. For no worker will be victimized as a result of the industrial actions done in Abuja on the 3rd of June 2024. This document is signed for the federal government, for the Minister of Information and National Orientation, and the Honorable Minister of State for Labor and Employment. For the organized labor.
Nuisance, Lily.
Let me save all of us at distress, okay? He was practically reading what I've already read in that copy of that paper. Yeah? So that's that. And when you look around the room, the tripartite committee on minimum wage, you will see Abubakar Bagudu. You will see Wale Edunsin. You will see, what's that woman's name again? Oh, the one that we thought was fighting for those girls in Niger State. You see those girls they wanted to marry. Uju Kennedy. When you see clowns like that around, and they say we need just 1 more week to tell you how much money we can add to the 60,000, then you can enjoy the clown show. Because according to Uju, they did not see any strike coming. But they are the ones who are now, like the minimum wage that they were given 31 days. 31 days. Ultimatum. 31 days came and it ended. They could not give them any minimum wage they will agree on. Oh. But now they want to do that in 7 days. But listen to one of them who wants to do 7 days minimum wage for Nigerians. Uju Kennedy. Meanwhile, you remember her now? He is that women affairs or something minister that rejected the mass marriage of underage girls in Niger State, the Boko Haram orphans, those whose parents have been killed by terrorists. They said to fight poverty, to save them from poverty. They were marrying them off. And she opposed it. She went to court. Now, that was all you heard, Abby. How many of you know that she has gone back to say sorry to those Afa in Niger? Do you know that? Do you? She went back to say sorry. Not only sorry, she endorsed the marriage. She also gave them money. Our Afa in Niger, I am so sorry that I upset you. You can marry off the girls. Here is extra money from the federal government to support the marriage. Uju Kennedy.
Agencies are aligned to the renewed hope agenda of change.
Look, Minister, the agitation, I'm very sure that you have people around you who are feeling the pinch of this economic situation in the country. A lot of Nigerians out there, they are finding it difficult to eke a living.
It did not start today. What happened before election? It didn't start today.
But Minister, in the last 1 year, when this government came into power,
1 year is too small to change something.
Minister.
No, 1 year is too small to change things that had happened over 16 years. And you see, yes.
But look at the dramatic decline in the purchasing power of the citizen in the last 1 year.
And that's why we are working. We're not sleeping.
But it looks like your government had badly run the economy to this point.
Look
at the value of the Naira from 1 year ago, and now it has drastically reduced the purchasing power. So the question,
so
Minister...
what is important is the willpower and political power to make the change. And that's what the president is doing.
The tangibles, Minister, that Nigerian citizens will. Because a lot of the things that you reeled out, we've heard some of the plans, and you have said it again tonight, of what the press, CNG and all. There are a lot of Nigerians who will say, we have not seen them.
You have not seen them.
The welfare packages, they have not seen them. Are they tangible? Can the federal government put out videos of those who are receiving and collecting some of these things so that Nigerians can really believe what the federal government... Are they there, Minister?
Of course.
They are really there out there?
Yes.
Who are those benefiting?
If you have told me to bring...
Una don't enter one chance. If I have another way of explaining it to you, I would, but I do not have any other better way than this. Because this is not going to be just me saying, it is you listening to them and be like, we are not seeing anybody collecting all these things. Oh, you should have told me to bring evidence now. I thought if I come here and I tell you, you are going to believe me. I didn't know that I have to bring evidence. Oh, next time tell me to bring evidence. Oh, no, 1 year is too small to fix 60 years, something that has gone bad for 60 years. Politicians say that all the time. But they are part of that 60 years too. Even if not 1 year or 2 years or 3 years, you not participate in the destruction, you are part of it. Here is Wale Edunsin. These are the people who are going to determine the minimum wage. Listen to him. Still on the matter.
Certain measures that have been used to stabilize it still need to feed through.
Minister, can you explain reasons for some businesses leaving Nigeria? It appears there is fear now about the Nigerian economic climate.
When we look at the economic climate, as we said, one of the major, particularly for the larger scale businesses, and I know you're talking about the multinationals, foreign direct investment or foreign companies, one of the major drawbacks and one of the major impediments for them was they did not have a liquid foreign exchange market. Now we have a willing buyer, willing seller foreign exchange market. It is elevated. Maybe it's not at the levels we would like it to be, but it's when you get inflation down that you can stabilize the exchange rate and even get it coming down. Similarly with interest rates. And so that fight is on. And it is an improved environment for them, for big investors as a whole. And when you look at the oil and gas sector, today, as a result of recent measures on the fiscal side, executive orders signed by Mr. President have improved the investment climate for gas, which we have in abundance and which most people see as a transition fuel, which you can still be invested in on the way to greener and cleaner and non-fossil fuels. But at the same time, the investment climate for the deep offshore, where huge investment amounts are needed and where the technology is particularly sophisticated and therefore you need the top companies in the world operating, the environment for them has been improved with a range of incentives. And it is estimated that in the nearest future, those measures will unlock $7 billion of foreign direct investment in the oil and gas sector. So when you talk about that sector, we are talking about the kind of areas in which there has been improvement, and the companies will always come and go, of course. Our aim is to not only keep them, but to have even more come in and invest. And we are sure that with the environment that we put in place, they will come. And as for the average manufacturing firm, there is a Fiscal Policy and Tax Reform Committee that has worked hard to put in place a range of measures, some of which are included in the economic stabilization package that will be considered by Mr. President and the Presidential Economic Coordination Council. And therefore, they are measures which will help business, which are imminent as far as the timing of their introduction. So overall, we are in a difficult place, but the direction of travel is up and is towards improvement. And so
nuisance lele.
Baba, big time nuisance. Again, I'm going to ask you, could you make any sense of what that Wale, I like that, MK, that's what we're going to be calling him now. Wale Idun, Wale bedbug. And you know that a bedbug sucks blood. And this is how this guy sucks your blood economically, right? So it will be referred to as Wale Idun from now on. God bless you, MK. You are the one who have the copyright to that name now. Keep it. Don't ever forget. Now, the Wale Idun guy, before I say mine, tell me, could you make any sense of what he said? Mr. Minister, the cost of doing business in Nigeria, the business atmosphere in Nigeria is no longer conducive. Business are leaving. Oh, no. You know that the Upalo da Silva of Brazil, when they met with Dangalo, wherever, of Ekiti. So then they now kind of travel down through the path of the road to Oduinyuwa. Then from Oduinyuwa straight down to Odu Yalaro in Lagos. Mind you, when they were going, they also saw sun, bird, fly. Mr. Minister, share Yawiri. We are asking you that companies are leaving. And their reason for leaving is because Nigeria is no longer conducive for them doing their business. You are telling us about share mad. That's what they do. So at the end of the day, it will now drop in some ginger inside that nonsense. Like, you know, this economy, this also and so now is a willing buyer, willing seller. Because you see in Tripoli, when you move from Tripoli and you go straight right there to the center of London, especially in Brixton, right? Then from Brixton, if you kind of see, you will see the coin, by the way, okay? Then there is a bridge, you know? So those who have dollars, those who have this, companies will always come, companies will always go. Remember that we really only I want greedy. Some of you will now sit down there and say, okay, I think I understand what he's trying to say. You don't. Don't even try to. These are a bunch of fraudsters and scammers. I have a list. The list of businesses that have left Nigeria since last year. And when I say businesses leaving, this is the reason why Nigeria no longer really make real money from taxes. That's why they are multi-taxing so many of you businesses that are still existing today in Nigeria. They will tax you to extinction, I promise you. Here. If you know the company you have worked for before, if you reach your, just say present, sir. Because what I have here is more than, let me see. It's more than 60 companies. I do not intend to read all of them, but I will read some, okay? So let's start with this. In 2023, Friesland's Campina, Wamco, is a dairy company in Nigeria with what was said that it has a net worth of $1.5 billion, left Nigeria in March 2023. Another one, Jumia Food. You have Jumia in Nigeria, Nabi. So Jumia Food also left Nigeria in March, that's in March 2023. GSK left again also in March 2023. And that's a business of over $100 billion that has been operating in Nigeria for more than 4 decades. But they have to go. They can no longer operate in Nigeria. Well, ExxonMobil left in March 2023 as well. You've got United Parcel Service, UPS, left Nigeria too. You had a BlackBerry who also left in 2023 too. You had Orange Drugs, you know them. It's a pharmaceutical companies, right? Who also left. Mind you, as they were leaving, let me give you some other figures here, right? Friesland Campia, Wamco, when they left, they threw over 500 of their staff, right? They threw them out. Okay, go look for something else to do. When Jumia also left, they said they had between 50 and 100 employees. Oh, go look for something else to do. Then when GSK, you know GSK too, which is GlaxoSmithKline. I remember that in Ilukweju. I remember we had GSK in Ilukweju there, Ilukweju Industrial Estates. So they said they had over 100 employees, all of them. go look for something else. Sorry, over 500 employees, all of them should go look for something else to do since they left. Okay, so ExxonMobil had more than 500 employees as well. So they had to go and look for something else to do. The moment the Nigerian oil industry, has become no longer lucrative, where criminals who are sharing the money no longer even give the money to Nigeria, right? It is they left. So United Parcel Service, UPS, according to this info, have more than 100 employees too, okay? All of them jobless. Possibly if they are now doing delivery for other businesses in that place, I don't know. BlackBerry was in Nigeria, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, they were. Okay, well, maybe that's fair. BlackBerry could go. I mean, BlackBerry can go. Because BlackBerry is even like, doesn't really, Okay. Anyway, we can say BlackBerry that left is not because of Nigeria though, but I don't know. So I'm gonna, they said they only had about 50 employees. But there is Orange Drugs, a pharmaceutical company worth over $50 million. Orange Drugs left Nigeria and threw their over 100 employees and their family into the favor market. There is Cadbury. There was Cadbury. Cadbury Nigeria also left, by the way. They also had over 1,000 employees. And because it is no longer conducive for them, and Nigeria, operating in Nigeria is like burning your money, okay? When you have to use majority of your money to power, to provide electricity power for your industry, for your company. So eventually it became unbearable and many of them left. So you have Equinor, which left around November, okay? They are energy company, oil and gas, so to say. So they also left. According to the info, this is a company that is worth over $120 billion though, right? But Nigeria became a wasteland for them, a kind of a waste where they were losing resources and never making any. Under this Thiefnubu, there was a boat, something called Boat Food too, right? So they had over 100 employees according to this info. It's a food delivery company, guys, okay? So there's a Procter & Gamble. Remember them, who produces all of this household, cleaning stuff, children care, child care and all that, right? About they left, too. Meanwhile, they said Procter & Gamble, as they had over 500 employees too, all gone. So you had Unilever Nigeria that has operated in Nigeria for over 100 years. Good riddance to bad rubbish was what they said. They said they couldn't compete anymore. So they left, and over 2,000 employees of theirs are finding their feet elsewhere right now in that contraption. There is a Mice Klein. By the way, this one is a container shipping company with over 100 employees, also packed and left. 9. A company that is worth over $20 billion was losing money operating in Nigeria. So they shut down. People lost their jobs, okay? Like as if it's all right. It's not, right? Here is another one. It's called the Lazar Pay. They said this one is a web and crypto payment company. Gone. There is 54 Gin. Yeah, there was Mabisco Biscuits. There was Sanofi Laventis Nigeria Limited. It's a pharmaceutical, also it's a multinational pharmaceutical company. Packed up and left, a company worth over $11 billion with over 1,000 employees. They were running at losses in Nigeria. They packed and left. So if Wale Idun is telling you that business comes, business goes, it will be ideal for them to now list any major business that has now batched in Nigeria since these criminals took over your economy, and reduce your purchasing power.
If we reduce the purchasing power of the people, we can further slow down the economy. Let's widen the tax net. Those who are not paying now, if it is inclusive of Bola Tinubu, let the net get bigger and we take in more taxes And that is what we must do in the...
So now, Tinubu's government has withdrawn $1.8 billion in the last 6 weeks. Yes. And I don't think you have an idea what they did with the money. Do you? Do you? People are avoiding Nigeria. Real investors, they are avoiding Nigeria. And that is why Tinubu can't create jobs. He can't. He won't. The only job that the Tinubu and his gang can create, they are political jobs. To further add to the over-bloated salary structure of the government of Nigeria, to make them look like they are actually giving jobs. They can't give you job. Only investors, only businesses that bring in their investments can give you job. If they are packing up and leaving, it is not only that Nigeria is losing revenue, tax money, you are losing jobs. And Tinubu and gang will never create a single job because their policy will never create jobs. Their policy is to tax and take from you. Their plan is not to invest in you. Their plan is not to even reinvest the tax money they are squeezing from you. It is just as how much and how long can they take it. And then when they can't get enough from you, they will print the money or just go borrowing. And the rest of you can go sorrowing. These guys, they went on to borrow $3.3 billion, okay? Because they had no clue or idea of how to actually rejig or revive your economy. They can't do it. They can't. Even if they wanted to, or they see what, they can't. Because you know something? If you want to fix that your economy, right, the first thing first is that half of those who are with Tinubu right now, they will first sack all of them. It does not need them. Then afterward, they will now put everybody with Tinubu on minimum wage of 30,000 Naira. So if you are okay to still stay, please stay. But logistic for your work, travel, this or that, will be taken care of. They will all leave. I'm just saying that, listen, the money they put together for themselves, all right, is probably the money that could have been reinvested back into that shit hole. But unfortunately, it's a it's a shit hole. So all they care about is what can they take out of it. So if you don't see it that way, if you don't see what they are doing, well, maybe I can help you. And if you still don't see it, then maybe I can't help you. Last year, this economic jagudas, the economic graduates, they came on, they said that Tinubu has a eyes to discover talents, intelligent people. So you can discover Kadobi Oduduwa Emefiole. And then they discovered Wale Idun, the bed bug, that bloodsucker, that old fool there. Now you see these two, right? He now added the third one, the Minister of Budget, that was the Abacha's bagman, Abubakar Bagudu. Come unleash them on you to give you economic policy that is going to make Nigeria better. And part of their policy is to further strangulate all of you economically. Now that you are screaming, they have no idea of what they are doing, or they do have an idea, but they have no way or know-how of helping or saving you anymore. If you can't save yourself, you will die. But most of you will first die. Before you die physically, you are going to be like dead. Somebody said that spiritually, not spiritually. You're going to be dead mentally. And we have dead people mentally already walking about, the walking corpses. If you don't save yourself, these guys can't save you. So you know what they did? They wanted to defend the Naira because Naira was tumbling. Okay, so this economist, the economic graduates, the economic criminals or jokers. They decided to go borrowing so that the rest of the country can go sorrowing. They now pull up what is called the artificial defense of the Naira. Baba, that cost Nigeria over $3 billion, ladies and gentlemen. Artificial defense of the Naira. Borrowed money. They used the $12 billion crude oil as collateral to go and borrow 3.3 billion. Listen, they gave them that money in August, first tranche. August of 2023. Thiefnubu's government received $2 billion from the AFREXIM Bank. They didn't put that money on anything productive. They shared the money. And for 3-4 weeks, they were able to keep the falling Naira at bay just for maybe about 2-3 weeks. Then that one continued its spiral downfall. Then in February, they took another loan, this time around, from the World Bank. Papa, between July 2023 and February 2024, Thiefnubu's government they succeeded in taking over $4 billion loan. $4 billion. Yeah, you heard me right. $4 billion in a space of 8 months. Nobody can say what they used the money for. No, not you. Not even Thiefnubu can tell you what they used the money for. They were defending the Naira. Then they went as far as between February, in just 2 weeks, Thiefnubu and this Wale Idun and Oduduwa Emefiole, Kadobi, they succeeded in taking another $2.4 billion from the Nigerian Foreign Reserve. Yeah, you heard me right. 2.4 billion. So smooth. And guess what they said? They said, oh, we use the money to pay off some debts. Some outstanding debt, then we use the money for that. Really? Could you show us the evidence of the money, who you paid it to? At least let's have it. No, you won't. They've stolen it. And we have just been told this morning, right, that in the last 6 weeks, Thiefnubu's regime, they have taken another $1.8 billion from the Nigerian Foreign Reserve. What did you use the money for? Oh, we use that to what? Why are you shouting? Why are you, the way you are even asking self? If I want to tell you before, we won't tell you. Are you being serious? $1.8 billion. Just like that. Yes, we have the right to take it because for the sake of Nigeria, for the development of Nigeria. The way you are even talking, you are annoying me. I won't tell you what we use the money for. You won't tell us what you used $1.8 billion for. Of course, we know what you use it for. We do. You are still defending your Naira, Abi, even at 1,000 watts. So because when I want to celebrate May 29, the Berolong, Yemi Kadoso, Wale Edun. If you by any chance are actually watching this, the Berolong, Tinubu will not be president of Nigeria forever. Within a year, Una don't steal $4 billion from the foreign Nigerian foreign reserve, and you can't even say what you use it for. And they will say, Omoluabi Yoruba, Omoluabi Yoruba should not, Omoluabi Yoruba should have respect, Omoluabi Yoruba should be honest, Omoluabi Yoruba should be sincere. And these are those who want to present themselves as Omoluabi Yoruba. Omoluabi, $4 billion, 1.8, 2.4, $4.2 billion. No explanation, no nothing, is gone. Because I want to do 1 year in office, you don't want the dollars to enter 2,000 Naira to $1, right? You decided to start your abracadabra. 1.8 billion. And people are dying. They are dying from basic things that they should never die from. Emurasio, Thiefnubu won't be the president of Nigeria forever. You know that. But the damages all of you are going to leave behind. Especially for the Yoruba people. See, some of you are here now. You will be alive to defend all of this later too. I know you can distance yourself like me. But you see the damages these guys are causing? When they are done, Bokwari will be a saint. Just imagine that for a minute. When they are done, you will be so embarrassed. I know some of us are already embarrassed as Yorubas for these criminals. The worst from Yoruba land. Okay? But they are Yorubas still. You will be so embarrassed when they are done with what they will do with Nigeria. And I'm saying this to you again to let you know something. As they are doing all of this, they do not give a damn about you, even you as a Yoruba. Are you not being affected? Do you have any special code? They say, what is the safe word? When the hunger catch you and there is no food, there is nothing. Say this safe word. Maye, and I will appear. You know that kind of thing? Yeah, they do it. They will say, okay, what is the safe word? If hunger won't kill me, Mayegun, just shout, Maye, Maye, Maye. I will appear and I will bring you food. I say, oh, thank you, sir. So when the hunger enter you, just shout, Maye, Maye, Maye. And I'll just, my son, my daughter, come here. So if you're an Agbadorian, a bat idiot, a bastard, a Lagos Sabobaku, Oshogbo Alimajiri, including those of you who are Abeokuta, Alimajiri too, because we have some from there too. We have them from Ekiti, you know. The crumb eaters, the crumb chasers, the ass lickers, the all risers, and the voluntary slaves. What is the safe word? When the hunger enter body, what do you say? How can be? How can be amalodo there? How can be amalodo there? How can be amalodo there? They will just sell you a liter of petroleum for 80 naira per liter. There must be a safe word, except if you are suffering from a mental disorder. That is when you will think these guys represent Yoruba or have any kind of any little interest in Yoruba people or Yoruba land. They do not give a damn about you or your children, and you know it. You know it. If you are not suffering from mental disorder, you will never join them on social media and be defending these rogues who don't give a damn about you. No, given. There is a guy who exposed corruption in Nigeria. He's a whistleblower. You go to blow whistle on top thieves in Nigeria. You the craze. You won't die. You know the same people where you they blow the whistle for. People who supposed to hear your whistle, go after them. Now you they go pick. They will come ask you, say, make you the right apology letter to the thief. This one go put up and say, now he's in the hiding. This is Nigeria.
My name is Joshua Akbawogene O2. I'm doing this video today because I don't know what might come tomorrow. I'm not afraid of death, but I'm afraid that when I die, the truth might not be unveiled, like the case of Mohbad. I'm just a victim of circumstances that needs to go through the spout. I want the world to know that my soul will not rest if the truth is not unveiled. But I believe that he who is powerless, when good men are not afraid to speak the truth. If you take me to die for this truth, so be it, I die. This is exactly 2 months I left my home because of the information I got. My life is in danger. I've been trying to reach out to everybody I think might share my story. I call on the Bayelsa State Governor, His Excellency, Senator Doye Diri. I call on the...
So come and help me. Please help me. I want to die. Nigeria. So I was saying something about these criminals who don't give a damn about you. And then one Okponu on TikTok said I was wrong. And I want to believe that is referring to when I said these criminals don't give a damn about you, whether you are Yoruba or Igbo or wherever. And if you go out there to begin to think you are defending them. So when I start, I cannot let anybody talk about Yoruba like that. Is it because when the Igbos are, when the Hausas, when the Fulani, when the Guinea-Kineko, did you say the same thing? And all of that stuff. But guess what, right? That's how you deceive yourselves. When I tell you they don't give a damn about you, I mean it. You are just stupid to think you are defending them. I mean, you are defending Yoruba by defending them. That's how stupid some of you can be, especially you Abobakus or the closet Abobakus. So no be today, so don't worry. Yeah, that young man reported or blew whistle on criminals in Nigeria, and the policeman told the person they blew the whistle. Nah, Akororo tell us so. Akororo, my brother's brother. I will show that boy. So because the boy asked me, say make I buy him Camry, he won't take and do Uber. I no buy him. That's why I go report me, say I be thief. Even though I be thief. Thank you, officer. You take this one, I will deal with him. So Akororo is on the run. In Nigeria, where it is a crime scene, do not, by any means, right, gamble your life in a way to say, all of us need to make this country better. You dey mad. What, Italian make this country better? Which of it? Which of the... I have a clip I want to share before I go on to read my book, okay?
After you go say make civil servant no thief. My brother, if I get opportunity, I go thief them, John, even them when they there, so I go thief them. I'm telling you, it's so annoying.
All right, lastly, before I let you go, I mean, if government decides not to move away from the 60,000, will this strike continue? And do you think this strike will yield any result? I
know what make you finish your question. If they like, may they say no. Say they no go. Say may they still die for that 60,000 naira when they talk. Then from there, now they go know say a hungry man is an angry man. And when the hunters learn to shoot without missing, so the birds learn to fly without perching. They go here and they go collect woto. Not be as the way we do. So you get where we go do and reach now. We go they walk out for street, they destroy them, they kill themselves.
Thank you so much.
Because a hungry man is an angry man. As with the first, so my brother, as I come here this morning, so I never shop. I been my children, they forbid to go to the school when their children they go. They go carry their children, thief our money, they carry their children, go better school. When they finish, they come load their children over us again. They return say, experience, do you qualify? Do you have this qualification? Qualification, kill their parents there. Qualification, kill them. Nonsense people. Nonsense idiots. You know how much senator they collect a month? Even their SAs, those days we go school, say we no want be touts. Now touts be their SA and others, what they do for them. And do you know how much they collect? They collect above 300,000-400,000 naira every month. If to say we know, for just Kukuma sit down for touting, so that all of us go, they do touting.
So, that's how you be.
Before they do touting, then we'll come suffer, go school finish, now we'll come manage, come enter the civil service work, then they'll call the suffer us. They'll call the suffer us. Right. So as time goes on now, we go join the touting, so that make all of us the tout, make we sure as it be.
Better.
Yes. After you go.
Olenye, Yaya Bello, Olenye, Yaya Bello, 8.2 billion. You squander RAM, 1.1 billion. Just for school fees, God go punish you, Ogun go kill you, Ole Buruku, Ole Werenye, Olenye, Yaya Bello, Olenye, Yaya Bello, Olenye.
Anarchy loans.
Koye was asking for Yeye Bello. And Yeye Bello, we don't even know if he is still in Nigeria. Yeye Bello is cool enough. He cannot be arrested. He cannot be prosecuted. And he cannot be jailed. So Yeye Bello is free. Like many other terrorists that are working free inside that contraption as we speak. So, Koye, It was because of you I played that video, because I was like, Koye was asking about Yaya Bello, and he was talking about Yaya Bello being sort of going viral for some reason online right now. I do not know. Okay. So see, we have two options. This is the first part of the chart. We have two options. Do you want me to open the line? Let's have a chat, which means you can call in and react to what I have said so far for the next hour. Or would you want me to go straight to our chapter 8 of the White Malice that we are reading and read an hour? See if I could cover, let me see. If I can cover the chapter 8. Okay, I can't. I promise you. African jazz. Okay, chapter 8. Chapter 8 happens to be just a few pages. Okay, let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's about 7 pages, right? 9 pages. So I can read that for, let's say, half an hour. Then we are going to go on to chapter 9 afterward, okay? Then we can take calls. Somebody said call. You can't wait. Okay, let's take calls then. So I'm going to take just a minute break, okay? Get yourself ready. Get your phones out. So we'll put a hold on the reading tonight. Today, all right? So we take calls and let you react to this so far. So I will be back in 2 minutes. If you don't go anywhere, I could be speaking to you in the next few minutes too. Hello there.
Hello, my good general.
The African Wahala, the prince. How are you, Baba?
Yes, sir. I'm very good. I'm happy to be the first person among your fans to talk to you today because I'm catching you fresh.
Fantastic.
So I'm very happy.
I'm happy to have you as first too. It's a breath of
yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is. It is. I trust everything is going blessed with you.
I am trying to be as cool as I can. You know, can't complain. That's the point. But yeah.
Yeah.
And how about yourself?
So, yeah, I'm doing very well too. I'm good.
Grand.
Yeah. Thank you. First of all, let me appreciate your program for the diverse types of, now we are having more options. We have the book reading section. We have the early morning section. We have the late evening session. Yes. We have the call-in. People like me that like calling in. Yeah. We it's a war to call in the evening time. So we sometimes choose to call in the morning. Yeah. So I appreciate your show. Thank you.
And that way is becoming tense little by little. One of these days, this too may be like evening too. You know, the African Wahala. Or whichever way.
We're slowly getting there.
Yeah, you guys who are veterans will always find a way around it. So it's fair enough.
let me teach the people that don't know the secrets to calling in.
Okay.
You just keep trying, man. Just try like 60 times. You'll get it. That's how I do, and it works for me. Yeah.
Right there, Baba.
So yes, sir. So I wanted to why although this is a rhetorical question, but why is it that Nigerian people love worshiping their slave masters? Why? Because the last video that you showed, that guy from Akororo, okay, maybe that's not his real name.
Yeah.
This guy.
I have to make up the name.
This guy.
I didn't bother to write it. I just Akororo. So
that name fit on well. Now his name be that.
See?
But why was Akororo still? Did he still have time to call his oppressors? Oh, His Excellency! Oh, His Excellency! What's wrong with these people? Well, I can't even say what's wrong with these people because I was also one of those people before. But I had to consciously train myself to stop giving any form of respect to anybody that is a threat to my life. Period.
God bless you.
Because you can't be calling a terrorist, a known terrorist, His Excellency. And many people are guilty of that. You love worshiping your... There's nothing, you love worshiping your politicians, you call them, oh, he's honorable. Oh, my honorable. Come on, man, the guy is a thief. Why are you calling him a thief? Some even go as far as, while accusing their slave masters of corruption, oh, can you guys believe that His Excellency, the senator, is stole 2 billion naira? Why are you calling him His Excellency? Just call him a thief. Stop giving these guys any form of respect. If you catch yourself trying to respect them subconsciously, consciously train yourself to not do that. That's it. And even if you make that mistake of putting it out into the world, oh, His Honorable, His Excellency, oh, my leader, take it back. Say, I apologize, that was a mistake. The guy is a criminal. There is nothing excellent about him. He's a terrorist. He deserves no respect. And that includes your traditional rulers, your politicians, and your fake pastors and imams. Thank you so much, my good general. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you too, man. Thank you. You know, your voice is one of the voices that a lot of people actually look and then long to hear. Yeah, in case if you don't know, I've had people who have, you know, they are like, you know how people are rapt attention listeners, right? They're like a rapt listeners.
Yeah.
Okay. So most of the time they don't hear from this individual for a while. They call in and ask, come, where is I've not heard from, you know, so thank you so much for being the African Wahala.
Thank you.
Always.
Thank you, my ego general.
Man, all right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So that is the African Wahala. The situation in Nigeria, don't read. What you have on your screen right now is the state of things in Nigeria. The Nigerians can no longer afford to buy a old tuber of yam. And this is not even a joke. It is real. You see these ones you have on your screen? This is for the people who can still afford to buy half. Many people who have these half tubers further sliced to smaller sizes before they can actually meet their own financial capability or something. Yanje Nigeria go. I just don't know why everybody is still inside their houses. Hello.
Hello. Good afternoon, Mr. Mayegun.
Good afternoon, sir. How are you, Baba?
You see, fine. Every time when I remember that I haven't subscribed, because I've always want to at least to have a monthly, like.
Oh, you mean that membership?
Yeah, but for some reason, I think you might have to talk me through it. Maybe, somehow, maybe if not today, but at least I won't be feeling guilty that upon all this work that you are doing every day, and I'm listening to it. And then I'll be looking at myself and seeing,
I'm really contributed to what he's doing, though, but I just don't know how. I get that.
I've tried it several times, but it just wouldn't.
It's actually like, see, let me tell you something, right? It's so easy, right? Yeah. There is a dollar. There is a dollar in the comment section, right? That dollar sign does two things. One, if somebody wants to give me super chat right now, like $5, £5, or £1, or 10, you know what I mean? That dollar, you see that one?
Yeah.
You can choose. The other one, when you click that same $sign, is asking you if you want to join my membership for £1.99, right? Or for $4.99, or for £10, that kind of stuff, right? You can also choose, and you can cancel any. You can cancel any of them anytime. That's one thing about it. Anytime.
Because I'm connected with PayPal, and so I want my.
You can even use PayPal. Yeah, you use PayPal as your. Yeah, you can link it.
Well, I will try it again. And this time I will give it my more. I will give it.
I'll make a demonstration of that on the program one of these days. Okay, just to make demonstration.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, though.
Yeah, you're welcome. You see, why I don't know why we haven't been able to read in between the line what Tinubu is about, because Tinubu goes after the people who are not learned, like these agberos, and so that they will never, because they are not interested in about politics. These agberos, they are only interested about collecting daily money, threatening people and getting this. So is not, because he himself is not learned, to be honest, because all these
somebody says street smart, right? He's not really educated. And that's why so look at Tinubu very well. He's not an educated person. No. Take a look at all his character, his life. He's not an educated person. That's not how educated people act.
Yeah.
Go on.
Exactly. So he feel intimidated when it comes to when he's around learned people. So then he becomes shivery. Then he loses himself. So if you watch him properly during the election, I know that fear was in him. That God, how is he going to
he has all of this money, right? Before he forced himself to be president, you can still smell the inferiority around him.
When
he walks into a place, you can see the inferiority, you can smell it. But he's always like feeling like a lord when he's around all his praise singers. When he walks into a room and he knows that the praise singers are there, he walks in like a king. But when he walks into a room where intellectuals are going to be in and his own guys are not around him, he's completely lost. I get you there. Go on.
So now that he managed to bought himself, find his way to this presidency thing. So now they need to continue how to make people poorer, right? So there's no amount of shouting that this NLC or whatever we do. They will pay somebody in the NLC themselves, so they will now compromise themselves eventually, right? So nothing will come out of it until then, and it's quite unfortunate. What can I say? You see, the money that they're meant to be given to the civil servants, they rather give it to the politicians, the senators, so that later on, he will be the one telling them that, but we've paid you enough. Now, why can't you use that money to buy support, so that at least for the next electioneering, tactic kind of, so that they will be able to muzzle people, and then so the money is not meant. They are not ready to give money to the to the civil servants.
Workers, no.
Right? So there's not much.
So it is the civil servants. Not that I really want to feel sorry for those ones. So, but this is also trying to compare the objectivity of this conversation, okay, of the issue, right? The civil servants, right, who are pretty much underpaid, okay, demanding for something better, all right. They themselves, they are part of the whole of the contraption that, of the corruption that has sort of hitting Nigeria so deep. You get that now? So I wouldn't want to feel sorry for them, but at the same time, come on, pay them. If you can pay that much to these rogues, then pay them. Maybe that could possibly reduce corruption too, just saying.
Because Tinubu himself is a thief, right? He uses the thief like him, to control a the scenario or the power. So now, what is doing now is like, well, if you shout on me that I'm a thief, well, you are a thief as well. So nobody can checkmate, check anyone right now. So if it's like a proper, so if it's a proper person who is patriotic, before I forget, the national anthem, there's nothing like patriotic in it anymore. It is more of God now, like, oh, God, this, God, that, so that although our language may differ, in brotherhood we stand. So you don't know before that in brotherhood we stand when you were, saying Igbo this, Igbo that, or Hausa this. So now,
this and that. You're gonna kill
so
them
now
if they don't follow your order and all of that. It's all this.
Yeah, so so we rather be patriotic and die for our belief that yes, we want something better for Nigeria, not die hoping that this will change when we can see that these people are not doing anything to anything. They're not doing anything because I can't see the reasoning behind, or the reasoning behind having to make a new road somewhere to nowhere, and then spending like $4 billion or 4 billion naira on 1 kilometer for crying out loud. What does that supposed to mean?
You want to do 47 kilometers for 1.1 trillion naira in a country that people can barely feed, and with over 80% of horrible roads. Then it's con job, Baba. It's con job.
Yeah. So well, God will save Nigeria, Sha. God will save us, but God will not come. God will not come from heaven. No. God have empowered us already because we can think. We have that strength. We have to go out on the streets and start stoning their vehicles and then gather ourselves in masses and start stoning them everywhere. And God is only looking at everyone because God has said, well, we have empowered you people. Now come on, do something. Are you stupid? They
think God is a magician, right? So they are wondering why God is not answering. They don't know that God is angry with all of you in that contraption Nigeria, because he's looking at you, and there are so many other people in the rest of the world who have different problems as well. They are solving their problems, facing their fear, challenging their dictators and their oppressors, but only in Nigeria that they shout, God, this is angry. If he has a chance of speaking to all of you, he will tell you, you these stupid bollocks.
Yeah. Look, if you see a Nigerian that just newly arrived in Europe today, you can see that they don't have confidence. They lack confidence. They think they are down there, so they are ready to do anything.
So they don't. Do you think that is because of they are coming from Nigeria, or it's just a typical anxiousness of a new place? Because you just raised a very good point there.
No, it's because the way people, these are our leaders, these are our elders treat us. They don't tell us that, look, you are a man, you need to stand your ground. You need to, make yourself, embolden them, make them have that, that will to say, no, I'm standing on my right. I'm not just a step over or something. So there's nothing like that in Nigeria. Nigeria lacks that. So they use that religion. Even if you are starving, they would rather advise you to come and go and fast 50 days, 60 days until you die. You will still be fasting, and until you die, they will now say, "Oh God, yes, God wants it like that."
Don't go rest. They will say, "Don't go rest." Papa, I die of hunger. You are telling me I went to rest. Who told you I'm resting? Like, somebody will die. That kind of thing, right? It's like the terrorist that matches you. And then they macheted me and macheted. I say, at least he's going to go and rest. Are you mad? Who told you I'm resting? Somebody still in shock. If I have a chance of looking back, maybe my spirit is looking at my body like, what just happened? And all of you think I'm resting. Nigerians and they're trying to put things on God. I think it's a coping mechanism where people just
Yeah, in fact, even Nigerians now, everybody will just say, let's just leave it to God. It's not that we really say that, but because that thing is innate in us since we were born, they always talk about God, about God, about God. So that thing comes automatically. But okay, before we round it up, look, the army that was killed in Abia State, don't be surprised. So it is this government that killed them, so that to create something. Right? Because they can do anything to create news, to make some part of the world.
I will partly agree with you, even though it may not be totally like true, right? I remember in 2021, okay, when the first staged assassination or killings of soldiers took place in Owerri. Just a few months after Oplesus Odingba became the Supreme Court governor, and people were angry. People were like, then surprisingly from nowhere, bam, 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 they killed about 4 soldiers who are just like that. That same thing that happened in Abia, they killed them somewhere, right? And because they said, it was, initially they said unknown gunmen, then they said, it must be IPOB. So they used that to bring in the soldiers to Imo State. From there, they moved them as well again to Ebonyi. So if we are going to be using MO, I have no investigation done myself. I'm using the MO of what is available, right? There was no fight in Owerri at the time. There were any crisis. Even when they removed Emeka Ihedioa as their governor, right? People never protested, nothing. But Oplesus Odingba needed protection. He staged assassination of soldiers in his own states. And the rest is history. The entire Imo State is militarized now since that time. So here is Abia State that has no case of any wahala. And then these soldiers were packed. Some people came and they shot and killed them. And then the entire state is going to pay for it, according to the soldiers. So they look similar. That's why I said I may partially agree with you that this as the workings of the terrorist government of Nigeria. But I'll let you finish. Go on.
Yeah. So, well, I don't have much to say again, but the Easterners need to think and understand that they should stop selling themselves out. They shouldn't. They should stop it.
Yeah, they should stop jumping to conclusions easily.
Yes. Yeah, and then at least they should have one voice somehow. That will help because I mean. You can't say that. I mean, these are the people who actually really want Nigeria to work because they are everywhere in Nigeria. Yes. You see, they are in North, they are in Kano, they are everywhere. So how would people like that want anything bad for Nigeria? It's not possible. There's no way. So
they want this for Nigeria, and many people want to believe that, even when without any proof. You're right.
Yes, even if they've been building their houses in not approved land or whatever, is it not the people who are in government that sold that land to them? So why is it now that they realize it? Yes, now we need to, and then in fact it's very 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 bad. But there's nothing I want to say now. Yeah, I've run out of words, so we talked about
you said a lot, and I'm glad you were able to release some of those things from your mind. Okay, so it's such a pleasure talking to you, Baba.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's a pleasure, myself. Yeah,
the rest of the day, man. Now that's a Daniel there. Yeah, so I have another caller, but I'm going to ask this caller to hang in there for me for a second. Okay. Now I want to ask us, the brethren, that if you are still here with us and you haven't really liked the broadcast or even share it, that means you've spent like about 90 minutes with us, and it's ideal now to like the video, share it. What do you think, Charm?
Of course, you have to like the video. Of course.
Thank you. How are you this morning?
I'm fine, thank you. I called to say, I told you so.
I told you. I know they won't even let it last 24 hours, man. It's just a few hours after you said that. It's crazy.
My goodness. Oh gosh. But then like I said, the question is now that because I was talking to my sister this morning, said, oh, they told you that they would increase it, that you should negotiate with us and we'll pay you anything above 60,000 naira.
Higher than 60,000. What is higher than 60,000?
Wait, Mayegu. Shebi, if I tell you that 60,000 naira and one couple, is that not
that would be right, eh? Me, I was even putting 500 on top.
500. The government is telling you that if they pay you 60, if they pay you, they will go bankrupt. Then you now say, oh, 60,500. They don't have any money, oh.
I swear, man.
Honestly, it was ridiculous. But you know what I said was that it's not about what the NLC president or the people heading that whole whatever infantry. It's not about what they do. It's about what you are going to do in response to what they've done, because we knew that they were going to do that. We knew, because like you said, a lot of these people are buyable. Yes. They're not really there for your own interest. They're all there for their own visibility and for their own self-interest. We know this. And you cannot tell me that you don't know it as well. We're all born in Nigeria. We all grew up in Nigeria, right? So there's nothing new that the NLC is doing that it hasn't done before, okay? So you cannot tell me, if I'm able to say to you that they're going to do this, you should know that this was always going to happen. But now that you know that it was always going to happen, what is your response to that action? Are you going to fold your arms and carry on, knowing fully well that 60,000 naira cannot take you anywhere, cannot provide any food for you to eat, cannot guarantee that you'll be able to pay your rent, cannot guarantee that you'll be able to feed your children or take them to school? Or are you going to now say, you know what, maybe some of you are not going to have to go to school, we're going to do something else? Even though something else you want to do, what exactly is it? Do you understand? What exactly has the government made possible for you and for your children, and the ones that what have they made possible for you? Nothing. Okay, nothing at all. You talked about Wale, what he do? That's his new name now.
I love that guy. Kezim Osoda. I was like, oh, that was brilliant, genius.
And that name, that name is so apt because, like you said, the government in general they're just vampires, sucking people's blood and just without any fear, without anything, but just doing whatever they want to do. This man goes on air and tells you that, oh, this government has a plan. This government has a plan to do what he talked about, because we watched the show yesterday. He talked about when the Shehu took him up on food insecurity and all of that. And he said, oh, yes, they're doing this and they're doing that and they're doing the other. And I'm thinking to myself, why didn't Shehu ask him all of these things that you're doing? How are you going to be able to do it when you have not even secured the one most important thing that the farmers actually need, which is security? They seem to gloss over it. Just, they don't want to talk about the insecurity in the country. The insecurity in country is at the highest level, because again, when you talk about insecurity, that means they're going to be pointing fingers at the so-called Fulani headsmen, right? Those who will not be named, those who should not be named, those who should not be talked about, what they call the protected class in Nigeria. Those are the people that they know that you're going to talk about. So they gloss over it. They don't talk about it. Well, that is the one thing that is going to actually propel people to be able to go back to their lands and farm. But you're not talking about that. So whatever he's saying is just an imagination. They have no clue. They have no idea. There's nothing they're doing in order to solve food insecurity. And what that should tell that should scare everybody, because if they have no plans around food insecurity, that means there will be hunger. If you're not feeling that hunger now, it is waiting for you in the future. It is waiting for you down the road if you're not feeling it, because this government has no plan. Has no idea. If they're not going to tackle insecurity, which is one of the biggest factors around the food insecurity, then we have a problem facing us down the line.
There is a warning, right? There's a warning that from August this year, Nigeria is going to face serious food crisis. Okay? You see this killing of farmers, declaring some of these agrarian areas as ungoverned area. All of this, they are about to catch up with Nigeria now. Okay? Now, you see those who are in the city that are currently complaining of not having enough money to buy food. It is going to get worse. And I'm talking about at the national crisis level. You know what is called crisis? something that the food is not there. Okay.
The food is not only is the food not there, there's the chances that anything is coming is also not there.
You get that now, and they said they have been raising this alarm for the past 8 months, and these guys said they have cultivated 500,000 hectares of land in Jigawa. Nobody has seen a single picture of that farm. They continue to say it. He still said it yesterday. Remember, that minister of misinformation said it yesterday. There is food crisis coming, and they are not doing anything.
Exactly. And the kind of food crisis, anyway, like a lot of people have been saying it, that maybe this is what people need. Unfortunately, a lot of people are going to die because, maybe this is what people need to actually ginger them to get off their asses and chase this government out of power. People who are talking about 2027, and I've always maintained it, that I don't see 2027 happening because what is in front of us is a lot. We're talking about people who are not able to feed themselves. And when you have the added potential that not only are you not going to be able to feed yourself, you don't even have anything coming down the line. There's no food. There's no food coming. And you're saying that, you're talking about 2027. I don't see 2027 happening. I don't see it happening because I see a massive, uprising facing us once this food crisis hits. Because like you said, and okay, you showed this disgrace to Igbo land, disgrace to everybody who is called Uju, everybody that ever known that is called Uju. That woman is a big disgrace. Talking about how 1 year is such a short time, this has been going on for 60 years, this and that and this and the other. These people talk like they inherited a government from a whole different party.
I know.
The preceding government is APC. It is still your party. So whatever is going on now, right, started with your own party, started with your own person. You gave us a list of companies that have been leaving the country. A lot of these people I didn't even know. I mean, they did not only live in in this year 2024. They've been living, during Buhari's tenure in government.
Since the time of Buhari,
right?
And now it just got escalated under this Thiefnubu. Major ones actually left under
exactly
major ones.
It only escalated under this criminal government that we have here, right? You people saw all of this. You're talking about 1 year is not enough. How much longer do you want to be in power before you know you have a problem? When you were coming into the government, you had no clue, you had no idea. You are comfortable to sit down in front of millions of Nigerians and tell them that 1 year is too short and this and that and the other. Meanwhile, people are being laid off. Not only are they being laid off, the chances of them even getting any job that bears any kind of resemblance to what they had before, right, is zero. Okay, this is the only country that I know that companies are leaving, the government is not intervening. Yeah. Sometimes you hear that maybe China wants to buy a company here in Nigeria or wants to buy a company in the UK, the government steps in immediately because maybe that is not in the best interest of the company. Companies are getting up and they're leaving and nobody's stepping in to say or to ask questions.
And you are telling the people that company comes, company goes. There's no big deal about that. Are you being serious? See, one of them, GSK.
What do you expect? What do you expect from vampires? They don't care.
They don't. Look at this GlaxoSmithKline, right? This GSK. Yeah. Look at a few of these pharmaceutical companies that left. Now, a lot of people who depends on some of these locally produced, medicines or drugs, right? Now they have to pay about 400-500% more to get the same product. They are not even sure if they are original anymore. Now that is
you're not sure. Not only are you not sure that
it is. Somebody says company goes, company comes. Like, are you serious?
He's talking as if he's in a company. I mean, if Americans say, "Oh, companies go, companies come," I can understand where they're coming from. They have options, right? You can't be telling me that companies come, company goes in a country like Nigeria where the options are limited. And not only are you talking about companies that coming and company going, we're also talking about the livelihood of people. Do you understand? So people have built careers around these companies. And all of a sudden, all that is gone. And you're sitting down there comfortably and telling us companies go, company come. Well, you receive millions, not thousands, or millions in trumped up different, compensations, in addition to your astronomical salary already. Sometimes those people, let me tell you something, the best thing for Nigeria is that if you can gather all of these people and bomb them, let them not even be alive, even generations after them, so that none of their people can come. Because I think that their mentality is persistent within their genes. It's genetic. It's not just, like, oh, they just come in there and, all of a sudden we are bad. Something is wrong genetically with those people. Then the person I talked about, I wanted to say something about the national anthem. Just to buttress the point that you're making about people who love their oppressors. I happened upon a YouTube channel that showed that stupid national anthem. And you have people in their 70s, in their 80s, all writing, oh my goodness, this is the national anthem we grew up with. Oh, things are so lovely. In my mind, I said, look at these people.
Look at them.
Look at all these people. You were a slave. You did not know. And now you are romanticizing, national anthem and how life was. So when you were a slave, and that's the problem that we have, is that those people in that generation, they didn't even know that they were slaves. They're romanticizing that period when you were slaves, when you did not even have any autonomy, when you did not have a future.
When you are being segregated in your own supposed country. Because that's exactly what happened, though. Blacks were segregated in their own continents.
Listen, if you want to know how segregated you were, look at the video of that Nigeria We Hailed Thee. 99.9% of the people who were singing it, if they were really singing it, were white.
Yes, they were colonial staff.
Colonial staff, and I saw one stray black person in there, which I'm sure might not even have been a Nigerian. And you're romanticizing that when you should be fighting for your own identity, fighting for your own country, fighting for your own autonomy, and saying, let us move forward with something that actually belongs to us. No, these people are not ready to do that. We have a big problem in front of us, and I don't know if just a revolution or just removing the current government is going to stop that, because we need to change hearts and minds. People are seriously, you understand what I'm saying?
I do. Thank you so much, Charm. You do better very early in the morning these days than you are interested in the evening time.
No. I'm interested in the evening, but in the evening. I have all my people around.
In the evening, or it's because it's so busy.
It's so busy. It's so busy.
Okay. Well, you're doing well on this segment, okay? Hopefully, it will not become too busy that you become scarce, all right? So thank you.
I will try my best. Thank you, my uncle.
You have a good one, man, okay? That's a charm, ladies and gentlemen. Again, I do have another caller on the line. Let's take that. Hello there.
Hello, dear Baba.
Baba.
Baba. Okay, Baba. Good afternoon.
Nice one.
Good afternoon to all the members of the Great Temple of Truth this wonderful afternoon. Thank you very much for your contribution. Please, ladies and gentlemen, please hit the like button and let's share this wonderful message, this message of liberation and self-awareness to the undoings and the mesmerizing ways of APC Egbekegbe and the abracadabra, the unending magic, the unending, in fact, I don't know, conjuring.
It's pretty much con job, Baba. It's all con job. Have you heard the news, Baba? Martinelli? Have you heard this latest news?
I saw Shehu Okibaloye. He was asking Wale Idun about Tinubu's policy. I don't know, was Shehu sleeping when Tinubu said he was going to be
very cunning too?
Why is he asking stupid questions? Where was he when Tinubu said he was going to slow down the economy? Because he was asking about Tinubu's policy on the economy, but Tinubu said he was going to slow down the. Why are people asking these questions, Mayegun? You know, these are the kind of things that get people like me upset. You know, like, why are you asking? Tinubu already told you what he's going to do, and he's done just that. So why are you asking stupid questions? You understand? It's crazy. You know, but anyways, they're talking about, you know, minimum wage and no minimum wage. And we've been on this matter for how long have we been on this minimum wage matter, ladies and gentlemen?
Like forever.
So when are you going to realize that nothing is going to happen? Because in the middle of all this, like, these guys cannot increase minimum wage. Yeah. But over the last, I don't know, 8 years, the wages of different political office holders have been increased year after year after year. Year after year in the last 8 years, and yet minimum wage cannot be paid.
No.
So paying minimum wage is going to destroy the economy, but increasing the wages of the court judges, increasing the wages of senators, giving them more allowances, paying for Hajj and all those nonsense spending, that is not going to destroy the economy, but increasing the minimum wage is going to increase. I don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, NLC cannot do anything. The earlier you realize that NLC is also an arm of the government, the better. And I really appreciate what my wonderful sister said, and I'm quite happy that we've all been here together and we've sort of been able to bring ourselves to that realization that Nigeria cannot go forward. It cannot. And just breaking up the country is not even going to change much. But the most important thing is this realization that this current arrangement cannot continue.
So we can try something. We can try something different, and nobody should worry about whether that's going to work or not. We have one that is not working. You are trying to make us make it work. We know it won't. So instead of wasting our lives and then getting the same result, why not try something new? That's why we will continue to advocate for self-rule, autonomous regions, and breaking up of this contraption. Martinelli, we must remind them.
Exactly. And for people to come to that realization, because I remember a couple of days ago, you said something about your transition from Nigeria to the UK, and you spoke about you standing on the balcony and looking out,
like just like taking a look at my life. I'm like,
my ego. When you
that kind
of Baba, when you said that story, when you were standing on that balcony, how many of you were there?
Just me.
Exactly. My ego, you were by yourself.
And then I like,
Baba, until the people sit down and come to that self-realization, like this is not something that you have to sit down with somebody.
You do not need anybody to encourage you, anybody to talk to you and all of that. You would have to come to that realization yourself.
Yeah, God bless you. Wow. You will have to sit down with yourself and come to that realization that, you see this APC, they cannot do anything for me. You see this Nigeria, it cannot do anything for me. We have to break it up. And until everybody, the 200 million cows, the 200 million mugus in that contraption called Nigeria, until everybody come to that realization, ladies and gentlemen, we are going nowhere. So
we can keep rounding the circle and all of that, speaking grammars and all of that.
You can keep blaming my ego for coming here to scare you because he's telling you how messed up the economy is and how irredeemable Nigeria is. You can keep blaming one true emperor for laughing. You can blame anybody. But until you come to that realization that this current arrangement cannot continue to exist.
It must not continue, by the way, for the sake of our own existence. Baba, if we don't kill this contraption and the criminals in charge who are the weapons fashioned against us, Martinelli, it go kill us.
It go kill us.
There's no two way about it,
It go kill us, Baba.
The question is going to be, the question then will be, when is it going to kill us? Anytime. If we don't stop them, they will kill us.
They will kill us. And just one more thing. Like I always say, this religion thing, I know a lot of people try to underestimate it because in one way or the other, we all, we are all involved in religion, in the practice of religion. But until we also come to that realization that this religion of a thing also plays a very, very huge role in trying to keep the people docile in reacting to their existence, to their current existence, until we come to the realization that religion also plays a very, very, very major role in keeping the people docile.
It does.
We are going nowhere. So I know we always try to shy away from some topics. We don't try to talk too much about it, but
I know.
You know, that is our reality.
This is a safe zone. That's all right. That is why I love this platform too, Martinelli, right? This is a safe zone whereby when people have this fear of this, fear of that, or what people will say, and they can't really say what they want to say because some people will be like that. But when they come onto Mayegun's diary political, you should be comfortable. All right. But I mean, you see, all of us are, they say that thou shalt not touch my anointed.
And do my prophet
Martinelli.
For here,
all children of God. Listen, they say that don't talk about that man of God like that. I say, man of God is employed by God. Children of God are supposed to be children of God. So how dare you would think my own father, God, will punish me because I said something about his man? So you see how the confusion is, right? Come on to Mayegun's diary political. Nobody will religiously manipulate you anymore, except because nobody can even deceive you, Martinelli. Nobody can manipulate you without your consent. You know that.
No,
you have to allow them. No. You have to accept before you are allowed to be, before you are manipulated. So on this platform, we ensure we actually try our best to help people not to make themselves vulnerable to be manipulated. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, when you talk about something like religion, people talk about fasting and prayer for the economy to move forward. And I'm thinking to myself, like, how long are people going to continue to fast? And all these countries that are making progress, these countries that we try to run to, we escape to, is it fasting and prayer that those people prayed to move the economy forward?
Absolutely not.
Because I don't understand. The people that tell you to fast, look at them. All these pastors, all these imams, how many of them can you honestly say that they represent God with the way they behave, with their actions, collecting people's tithes, manipulating people to give up their wealth and everything.
And all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, using people, and still yet you go for those who try to expose these people come to their defense. And I just wonder, how are we going to save people? How are people going to when will people come to that realization?
Everyone that want to be saved, Martinelli, you can only wake somebody who is sleeping. Remember, you cannot wake someone pretending to be sleeping. So our job is to help people to understand, to be able to differentiate between those who are sleeping and wanted to be to be woken up, and those who are pretending to be sleeping, that we shouldn't dissipate our energy trying to wake them up because they are not stupid. They know what they are doing. So by that, I mean, we have to help ourselves, because there are those who want to be saved, Martinelli, and there are those who don't want to be saved. Our job is to be able to identify those that want to be saved and team up with them. Those are the people we want to talk to all the time here anyway, don't you think?
That's what I mean. I would hope so. And I'm
so
just
always
wondering.
That. So because you cannot save people who don't want to be saved.
I mean, I'm wondering. I'm wondering. Abba Kyari got bail. Wadume got bail, but Nnamdi Kanu is in detention. Like, and people
make it make sense. So,
everybody's just sat down there, just they say they are going to do Coastal Road. They destroyed businesses worth billions of dollars, and everybody is just sitting down there. They say they are going to pay the minimum wage. They are not going to pay, and everybody's just. I'm just wondering, when exactly are people going to rise up? When are people going to rise up? But like I always say here, ladies and gentlemen, when you're ready, you know the number to call.
Well, that should answer.
But until then, stop pretending that you don't know what you are doing. We know you know what you are doing.
We all know what we are doing. We do. Thank you so much.
Thank you very, very, very much for all you do. I really appreciate you. Stay blessed, Baba.
And you too, man. Thank you very much. So that's Martinelli, ladies and gentlemen, and is a Withdrawn. When you go on YouTube, onto the Temple of Truth on YouTube, right? You will see Martinelli, you will see One True Emperor, you will see all these juggernauts there. I hope I would experience what the comment section actually feels like. Because I do see some of them, I'm like, that's over 1,000 comments within a short period of 1 hour. What are you guys talking about? Anyway, Sha, thank you so much, everyone. I am going to leave the studio now quickly. Akin has a swimming lesson today. I don't know if I should tell you, he has a swimming lesson and I need to kind of be around to get him, okay? Also, it's also a chance for me to go get ready for later in the evening. So thank you so much, everyone, for being part of this afternoon. If you joined us midway, please watch this from the start. And if you have been with me all morning, like the broadcast as you leave, there's going to be a replay from last night. Last night's broadcast will pop up in the next few minutes. That will be the replay. Then I will return back later this evening. Hopefully, you're going to be here, right? Thank you so much, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon. I will see you later. Good afternoon.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Mayegun Diary politico. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá ti ń darí bá. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. Oníkanṣá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run sọ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti dọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà. Àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì o. Ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.